Welcome into the Farzy Show, everybody. How's it going? I'm here at the Steven Singer Studios. My name is Marc Farzetta. Sixers, if you need to make a three-pointer, and you haven't made a three-pointer in a while, come play the Sixers. If you want to get your game going, even though your game usually isn't going, come see the 76ers. They'll get your game going for you, just like they did with the Miami Heat last night. Duncan Robinson. I now have to hate Duncan Robinson for the 3 for 4 from beyond the arc in the first quarter of last night's game. Help establishing the Miami Heat before they went on to roll the 76ers, got a 23-point lead, and then the Sixers fought back. They actually fought back. Tobias Harris looked great for the most part last night. Absolutely looked great last night. 24 points for Tobias Harris. Big three for Tobias Harris. You had Seth Curry missing threes at the top of the key. Yeah, Joel Embiid missed 2 threes in the fourth quarter at the top of the key. And what did Tobias Harris do? He camped out there in the little motion office, went down to the corner, nailed a three, tied the game, and then that was pretty much it for the Sixers when Tobias Harris hit that three late in the fourth quarter. So after that, there was Joel Embiid to try to tie the game with 6 seconds left at the top of the key. I personally wouldn't have made that call. You can't tell me, watching Joel Embiid last night, that he was 100%. We'll get back to that. We'll get into the Eagles today. Trey Thomas, my old friend, joins the show today, my old partner, talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and also what he's been up to down there in Florida. So we'll talk to Trey about all that, and we'll get Trey's take on this. Now, I honestly, I didn't want to start with the Sixers, but I know that's a big thing, and you can't tell me also one. You can't tell me that the Sixers that Joel Embiid was 100% last night. The other, you can't tell me that they were looking past the Miami Heat and looking at the Brooklyn Nets, who they play right away. They play tonight, 7:30. But I'll get into Trey, not only about football, but also this. You seeing this? I apologize for the people on the podcast that I haven't checked out the show, but do you see this? This is a penguin. All right, there we go. I don't want to mansplain the penguin. I'll explain how I acquired this penguin. For those on the podcast, it's a fake penguin. It's not a real penguin I'm holding in my hand right now, but it's one of these. You just tap the foot here and just check this out. Ready? Here you go. Just watch the dancing and the butt. Watch the butt. Here we go. You get the idea. That was given to me by somebody. I did a little bit of yard work. I cleaned off their sidewalk in the city here because I got a leaf vacuum. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I dadded real hard and got a leaf vacuum. It's pretty awesome. But anyway, I'll talk about how I acquired that when we talk to Trey, and Trey will break that down for us as well as Eagles football. So we'll cover the whole gambit today. We got singing, dancing, twerking penguins. We got Trey Thomas on the show. We got we'll hear from Nick Sirianni. And then you'll also see, on a very different note, as I make a hard left turn here, Jason Kelce, who gave one of the most emotional press conferences I've ever seen. I'll say this. Non-retirement, most emotional press conferences I've ever seen when he addressed the media yesterday. Before we really break it down with the 76ers, let's break it down right now with Nick Sirianni, just so everybody knows where we're at right now with the Philadelphia Eagles and splitting reps with our quarterbacks. So let's kick it off with Nick Sirianni. Here he is on Gardner Minshew and our man Jalen Hurts splitting reps now that everybody's back at practice. What is happening? Nothing's happening. Nothing's playing.
Again, we'll see. Again, we're gonna do what we need to do and walk through today with how we divvy up the reps. Like last walkthrough, they both Gardner and Jalen got reps, and we'll do the same thing today, and then we'll see how everything goes tomorrow.
So here's the deal. Supposedly, we got a high ankle sprain to our quarterback, Jalen Hurts. We thought, coming out of the bye week, that he was just going to be fine and dandy, especially with, everybody on Washington now in COVID protocol. So we were hoping that this would be a game that the Eagles would be able to, first off, just win no matter what, but also win with Jalen Hurts as their starting quarterback. It appears that the injury has continued to linger, and apparently he suffered the injury with about 11 minutes left in the game against the Giants and was able to battle through to at least stay in the game. I don't think by any means this is any type of tough call for the Eagles. I think they're going with Jalen Hurts if he's healthy, and that's that. Maybe when they're eliminated from the playoffs, they give Gardner Minshew some more reps and see what he's got in this offense, and they'll go from there. But right now, I can't imagine what it's like to have a high ankle sprain at this point in the season as a quarterback of a team that needs to practically win out to really give themselves a shot at making the playoffs. But yesterday, after the press conference, they went into their practice, their walkthrough, if you will, and Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts split reps in running with the ones during walkthrough. Today, Thursday, when they actually start practicing, when they actually start running around and putting some pads on, right? That's where I am very interested to see how Jalen Hurts reacts. That's where I'm interested to see how many reps Jalen Hurts gets opposed to Gardner Minshew. That's really what matters. Yesterday, you could say, oh, okay, well, hey, look, you're just getting the mental reps right now. It's only a walkthrough. That's fine. Well, once they start running around a little bit, and regardless of red jerseys or whatever during practice, it's still a lot faster. So if this is a day where you start to see maybe Gardner Minshew get more reps than Jalen Hurts, then I'll be interested to see what happens on Sunday. But as of right now, I'm not too concerned. It's definitely not the best sign in the world, but I will see what happens today before I go ahead and say, all right, well, it's time to start Gardner Minshew again. But I will say this, and I'll ask Trey about this. I only think the reason this is happening is because of the injury. If Jalen Hurts is healthy, he's the only guy getting reps, and Gardner Minshew's back to the role that he was in before playing the Jets. But we'll get more on that a little bit later. Now, as I mentioned before, Jason Kelce addressed the media yesterday. And one of the things Jason Kelce got into was the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. He's been nominated that by the Philadelphia Eagles. And all it was a simple question. What does it mean to you about being nominated as the Walter Payton Man of the Year? Jason Kelce answered that question for about 5 minutes. And in those 5 minutes, he talked about how it's humbling to be nominated for an award when your teammates nominate you for it, what it means to you because you reflect on everybody else around you that helped you get to that point. He reflected on every time he's made the Pro Bowl, he's had great guards playing next to him. He's had great coaches that have put him in great position on the football field. And he began to give accolades to everybody else. And then it shifted into, obviously, the charity work that the Eagles do around the community. And he talked about Javon Hargrave just doing I believe it was a shoe drive or equipment drive for a football team in the area. He talked about Connor Barwin and Make the World Better. He talked about all these things that he and his teammates do, not just to play football, but to help the community that they play football in. And that's where I'll start this cut with you. Jason Kelce addressed the media, talked about all that when he was asked about him being nominated for the award, talked about players coming in on off days to help the community, volunteering their time to help the community and all that. And then that's when it shifted to Lane Johnson. And him going through his own struggles has helped other people. Here's Jason Kelce yesterday when talking about the work they do as a football team in the community.
Community outreach events every Tuesday in season, guys. Commit time on off days to go and do those. Lane Johnson and what he's openly come back from this year. And to think about the amount of people that he's the amount of people that he's given hope to. And that's that's the business we're in. we're in the business of hope. You know, what we do every day, what we do every game inspires millions of people. What we do off the field hopefully inspires people. And I think that is something that you know, I'm very proud to be one guy, a part of thousands of men who do that. So,
I mean, first off, tell me for a second, sports don't matter. And second, he says earlier in his press conference that players don't get enough credit for the work that they do around the community. And I saw someone in the chat reference Zach and Julie Ertz. You guys know I'm associated with them through the Ertz Family Foundation. They do tremendous work in the community, and I've gone on a lot about what they've done with House of Hope and all that. And it's true. Players mostly make headlines for when they do something stupid, when something happens off the field, where they're out and about. We were talking about during the bye week, don't get in trouble. We talked about it a lot right after mini camp, before training camp started, that month layoff. Oh, don't get in trouble. Don't do anything stupid, because you'll make headlines. Very rarely do the players make headlines when they do amazing things. And when I look back, and the very next question was by my man John McMullen asking Jason Kelce about if it's so emotional because he thinks about time where he won't be with those guys every day, guys like Lane Johnson, because of retirement and his career ending and all that. And he goes, no, it doesn't really make me think of that. But he gets asked about that all the time. And rumors like that circulate all the time. We'll ask Trey about that when we have him on. But when you think about things that Jason Kelce has done, I mean, the number one thing is obviously win a Super Bowl. After that, it's the Mummers outfit. But you know what's like right there with me as far as images of Jason Kelce? When the Eagles would go and build a playground, which I don't know if they still do during COVID, but before the Eagles won the Super Bowl, there's a picture of Jason Kelce just sitting there with kids, and they're painting his beard, and he's just sticking his chin out, and they're painting his beard, and he's loving it, man. And I'm like, that's the guy that I'll remember. We'll all remember the Mummers outfit. We'll all remember the Super Bowl. But like a guy that was just so thrilled to be out there in the community helping people is something that is always tattooed in my brain. And when he starts talking about Lane Johnson, I mean, I'm so happy as a society. And we all know people going through mental health issues, and maybe you've gone through mental health issues, and I know I certainly have. But to think about a guy like Lane Johnson in this tough guy sport that can be brought to a level that just identifies with so many people that are going through that struggle, I can't imagine how much that helps people that are going through that. Wow, if Lane Johnson can go through it and can talk about it openly, can go on national television and talk about it openly and come back from it and get back to doing his job so damn well after all of it, then I can too. And if you don't think that inspires hope, you need to reevaluate that, because once people see that, a guy like that on that pedestal, I don't think I've ever heard it summed up better than we're in the business of hope. Like, I never really thought about that. Like, I argue with people a lot about when people say we, like, oh, we need to win this game, we need to do this, and they're talking about the Eagles, obviously. They're talking about our sports teams. And people are like, oh, did you play? And it's like, of course not. Like, no, they didn't. Today wasn't let a fan play day. Like, that's not how it worked. But I've always said Philadelphia is part of the team because they are the Philadelphia Eagles. So you can say we, and I don't have a problem with that. And I'll know whether or not you played in the game or not. But it's not about that. It's about representing Philadelphia. So with that being said, they do inspire hope. They're in the business of hope. They give us hope. We have a football team. Hopefully they'll win the Super Bowl. Oh, they have their quarterback. Hopefully they'll win this game. Oh, they got the Fletcher Cox back, whatever. Hopefully they'll win this game. Like, oh, Nick Sirianni, hopefully he's not a dud. You know what I mean? Like, they are in the business of hope. They give us hope. They inspire hope, whether that's just in the sports world or that's a player you can put on a pedestal and say, that's a guy I want to be like Jason Kelce, like Lane Johnson, like the Ertz Family Foundation, for instance. These are guys that we've been very lucky to have in Philadelphia. Oh, yeah, and they happen to win a Super Bowl, too. So that's kind of awesome. So I wanted to make sure I got that in today's show. So there you go. Now, on another note, The 76ers. I used to do a show called the 700 Level Show, and every once in a while, a team wouldn't exactly be doing well, and we would make a fake infomercial for why you should play that team. And like the Flyers were that team for a while. I remember, I think, was it the Rangers one year that had lost like 10 in a row, and then they faced they faced the Flyers, and then they won, and then they won their next like 12 games. It was insane. It was something like that. The Sixers right now are a team that if you need to make a three-pointer, face the Sixers. That's what you need to do. And last night, you go out there with Gabe Vincent, who all of a sudden turns into Steph Curry and is draining threes left and right. Duncan Robinson's draining threes left and right. Dwayne Devin, for crying out loud, is playing Joel Embiid like he's Karl Malone. Out of nowhere. No Jimmy Butler. No Jimmy Butler. There was no Jimmy Butler last night. And Joel Embiid comes out and from the get-go looked rather exhausted and did not look like it was 100%. I would not have played him last night, and I know it was a home game. You got to make sure you go out there and beat the Nets before anything else, because you already lost to them once in the season. You actually might have a chance to beat them this time around. But you got Joel Embiid going out there, doing his normal thing. And I will say this. I knew there would be an issue with Joel when very early in the game, he brought the ball up and then shot from the top of the key. And I'm not stop shooting threes. We've talked about that a lot. You're a center. Get underneath. It doesn't bother me that he shoots threes. It bothers me when he plays point guard, brings the ball up, and settles for a top-of-the-key three-point shot. And I never thought about this until I heard Tim Legler talk about it on ESPN. You can look at a center a lot of times that does shoot from the outside, or even really any player that shoots from the outside often. When they're really tired, they'll bring the ball up and just shoot from the top of the key because it's a shorter road back to playing defense. Like, think about that. That's ultimate, I don't want to say laziness, but I will say energy conservation. And that's what Joel Embiid did for the most part last night, especially in the early goings. He also tried a little behind the back the dribble with P.J. Tucker under the basket with him. He ended up losing the ball there, ended up turning that over. There was a play that Devin ended up coming over and blocking his shot on a play that he actually made where he was going to the hoop. And then he airballed a foul line extended from a three-pointer that just looked like garbage. He had 17 points last night, so definitely not his best game. 17 points on 13 shots, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely not his best night. But he just didn't look right to me at all. And now you're going to put him right back out there for a back-to-back against the Nets? That was a game last night that I would have said, hey, Doc, why don't you let this guy sit out for a minute? And Doc, if you didn't see it, Doc actually had Joel Embiid 5 for 13 from the field. Doc last night goes out to do his post-game press conference, and he had something on his nose, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with Doc? He had a bloody nose. Doc is out there asking for rags, man, while he's doing his post-game press conference. And I'm thinking, well, that's convenient because my eyes are bleeding from watching that three-point defense. But no, Doc said that he just had he blew his nose too hard, and that's why his nose was bleeding. Very odd press conference for Doc. But overall, last night I don't think was a night to play Joel Embiid, and I am 1,000% against sitting him and during home games and all that stuff because I always want him playing. But last night I would have absolutely accepted the idea of him sitting out if it meant you're going to have him back right away to face the Nets. Yeah, Embiid finished with 17 points, 5 of 13 shooting. Like I said, Tobias Harris last night played one of his best games of the season. 24 points, 9 of 18 shooting, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. He's been pretty steady by getting you maybe 2 threes a game. He usually gets them within the 2-minute span when he starts ripping them off there. And then not a lot of bench help. Danny Green came off the bench, 28 points, 9 points. Star of the show last night for the Sixers, without question, was Tyrese Maxey. 27-point performance for the young guy. And I was looking at his points over under. I think he was at 14.5 going into last night's game. And I'm like, nah, don't trust it with Joel in the lineup. Without Joel, oh, man, I bet big. Bet big. You know what I did do? I bet Tyrese Maxey's over under on assists. Thanks, people of Windview. And I bet it was at 4.5. I got him at 5. He got 5 last night. So there you go. I'm finished in the money, as they say. So that's what we got going on with the Sixers. And hopefully they'll bounce right back and take care of business against the Nets tonight. I'll Cross my fingers that it actually happens. Before we get to my good friend Trey Thomas, talks some Eagles football, let me tell you about the great people at Steven Singer Jewelers. Steven Singer Jewelers. One place, one price, the perfect price every single day. Do what I do. Trust Steven Singer Jewelers. Right now, holiday season, Anita diamond stud earrings. Fellas, do you want to make things easy on yourself? Diamonds. How about this? Diamonds for under $300. Diamonds for under $270. Diamond stud earrings. She'll love them forever. She'll have them forever. They're absolutely gorgeous. Colorless and they're flawless to the eye. These things are just spectacular. My wife still wears them all the time. She absolutely loves them. Bought a couple of them a couple of years ago. For a couple of them. I bought a pair of diamond earrings for my wife from Steven Singer a couple of years ago. She still loves them. She adores them. Anything I get from Steven Singer. As soon as she sees the box, she knows what's going on. So make sure you do what I do. Trust Steven Singer. You know who hates Steven Singer, though? Other jewelers. You know why? Because Steven doesn't worry about haggling or negotiating or anything like that. He already takes care of you with the perfect price. So when you go in, all you got to worry about is what you want to buy, not how you want to negotiate. Why do that? Other corner of 8th and Walnut, right on Jewelers Row in Philadelphia. One place, one price. Steven Singer Jewelers. IHateStevenSinger.com. There's no doubt that I love this man. Trey Thomas down there in Florida, coaching at IMG, doing great things. Let's jump on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line and talk to our good friend Trey Thomas, get his thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles and a slew of other things. Joining us on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line. There was already a little bit of a show before the show, before I even hit record, but let's just do the rest of it right here. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm fantastic, man. You know, like I was telling you earlier, you know, I just realized that I'm not cut out for corporate world, man. You know, we just had a Christmas party and we had Secret Santa, and I just found it very weird, you know, and it was just, I really found that, you know, my workmates know me better than I know them. I feel like I mailed it in because I went and bought a bottle of wine. I was just like, you know what, who can say a bottle of wine, you know, and then there was like a $10 minimum. I didn't want to go too crazy with a bottle of wine. So I got a bottle of Red Conundrum. I thought it was cool. But then someone bought me like a paint kit. And I'm like, damn, I really feel like I mailed it in on the red wine because he really knows me a certain type of way to buy me a paint kit.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. So we had a Secret Santa event and I just really felt like, wow, I'm not cut out for the corporate world, man. It's so weird. Like if I had to keep doing this, I don't know what I would do with myself. But yeah, man, it was awesome though. It was awesome. Good time.
Wait, the last we spoke, you were at IMG.
Yeah, I'm still there.
Still there. And now you're in the corporate. What do you do in the corporate world?
Well, it's a corporate thing. IMG is a corporate thing. You know.
Okay, good point.
It was like a coaches, you know, IMG staff. You know, hey, we're gonna have a Christmas party. Take maybe 30 minutes off from work, and we're gonna have a Christmas party at this event. You know, we're gonna serve you guys slushy drinks. You know what I'm saying? It was a little weird. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I'm a little past slushy drinks. You know, but you know. It is what it is.
Okay. But you never cease to amaze me, my friend. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. You go into this at a great disadvantage because if I'm working with you, I can just Google Trey Thomas and, look at all this information. I can find out anything. You just play it. You played it safe. I will say that. Who's gonna say, a bottle of wine? No, thanks. Because at the worst case scenario, that's a regift.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I felt like, and it was a solid bottle of wine with a $10 minimum. I even bought a bag to put the wine in. I didn't just walk up with a bottle. Here you go. It was like a bag, and it had little bells on it. Like,
was it velvety? Was it velvety?
It wasn't velvety, but it was like one of those little gift bags from Publix, because Publix is big down here. So, like, I bought it from the Publix liquor store, and then so.
Oh yeah, no, that person made out.
And it had little bells on the handle. So when I walked in with it, I'm like, hey, dude, here's your gift. And I hand it to him. And like the little bells are ringing on the little hand. It felt weird. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not cut out for the corporate world. This is where I find myself, where it's like, you know what? I don't know if this is for me. I don't know. But,
man.
Here we are.
I miss you so damn
much. And you text me. It's like, hey, man, let's do the show. And I'm like, hey, man, I don't know, man. I'm going to this corporate event. I'm going to be corporate for a little bit. Trying to be corporate.
Right, yeah. Bring your briefcase. Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's so weird. I hate Secret Santa events. It's so
my God,
Yeah.
I could only imagine the look on somebody's face. Like if it was just like a regular corporate event and just all of a sudden Trey Thomas was your Secret Santa.
That's just in there hanging out. Just I pulled a name and it was like, all right, I have you as my guy, and I can't say anything to you. I don't know what you like. I'm gonna get a bottle of wine, but whoever picked my name gave me a paint kit, and I'm like, damn, dog, that was very thoughtful. I feel like I mailed it in. I almost wanted to take my gift back. Give me a couple of days. Let me get to know you and buy something that you could possibly use. But anyway, a bottle of wine.
Yeah. No, I don't feel like you mailed it in. I feel like you played it safe. And I can't fault you with that for a Secret Santa. I can't fault you for that. Two things, because it is the season there, my friend. Let me ask this: what is the best Christmas present? And I don't want anything as an adult, like as a kid, as young William Trey Thomas.
Yeah.
What was the best Christmas gift you got as a kid?
Man, I remember one time when I was a young kid, man. I was young, super young, and my parents bought me like a little record player set. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a little record player set, and it had the little woofer. It had the little speakers that that were separate from it. But it was a little record player set. It was awesome. They bought me like the Salt and Pepper album and Roger. You know what I'm saying? So I had Roger, I Want to Be Your Man, and Salt and Pepper here, and we're in the mix. You know what I'm saying? I guess so that's where I was going. And that's where I was. I don't even remember how old I was, but I was right around that age where I had a Salt and Pepper album and Roger, I Want to Be Your Man, sung in auto-tune, and I had a record player, and it was awesome, dude. Like, you couldn't tell me anything, dude. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, man, I can imagine the swagger dripping off of you.
Yeah. Look at this. I have a record player. I can't take it outside.
What was the hit by Salt and Pepper? What was the hit on the album?
Who knows? It probably Push It back then. I mean, Salt and Pepper, how many albums did they have? I mean,
Push It real good. Push It
real good. You know?
And then last thing, I showed this earlier in the program. I got to show you this because I need your evaluation. And yeah, we're going to talk football in a second. But I bought a leaf blower recently. It's a leaf blower / vacuum.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's adulting on a whole nother level.
and I'm looking at it, and my wife says, buy the one with the backpack. And I'm like, that's too much. That's extra. That's extra.
You look like Ghostbusters running around the neighborhood.
Did you talk to Celeste? That's exactly what she said. And I said, damn it, I'm sold. You know how to sell me. So I bought it.
Backpack, you got to put it on, you know what I'm saying? Flip your shit up. You got to flip it on, and then like you out there, it's official. Yeah, you have. Do you wear headphones when you're blowing?
I do.
I'm sorry, man. It's been a lot of tequila doing it. I've been at this Christmas party. All right, let's talk football. Let's go.
No. I got to do this one thing.
I'm ready.
All right, no, I already hit record. I hope you're ready.
Yeah,
no, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm out there using the vacuum, leaf vacuum, and my neighbor comes up to me, and she's a little older than me, nice lady, and she goes, "Hey, I appreciate you taking care of our sidewalk. See if your daughter would like this, little toots." And she shows me this penguin. Okay,
that's beautiful.
All right, now wait for the full effect. Now I implore you, watch the face and watch the butt. Okay, just need your take on this.
No, we cannot give little toots that.
No, we can't give it. No.
Maybe get at the mama toots when y'all have a little private time to yourself. But no. We cannot give little toots twerking, mechanic twerking animals. Like no.
Okay. All right, I need
your ruling. Little toots making TikTok videos. You know what I'm saying? Like no, we cannot have that.
Thank you. Thank you, Uncle Trey.
You got the mama toots. You know what I'm saying? When you got a little downtime, kids off. Yeah. Hey, look at this little doll. You know what I'm saying? Can you do that?
Exactly.
I miss you, man.
I miss you right back, brother. I miss you right back. Let me ask you. I know you had a slew of injuries when you played, but you said to hell with it, you're going to play through it. We're talking about football, where you just happen to be an Eagles Hall of Famer. No big deal. Yeah. But Jalen Hurts, high ankle sprain. I know Lane Johnson has fought his way through some high ankle sprains in his day. What about you? High ankle sprain, ever have to deal with that? Ever had a teammate go through that? What's that exactly like?
I have no idea. I don't know what is an ankle sprain. Like I always got my ankles taped throughout my career, so I don't know. Can you walk on it? Because I was under the if you can walk, you can play. You know what I'm saying? But I know that they had those when they were in, especially with Jalen Hurts. I think wasn't there a situation where if he had that ankle injury and they had the little tightrope ankle surgery, that was like one of the things that a lot of guys were going through at Alabama. I know Tua went through it, and then Lane had the same issue where they had this specialized ankle surgery that says, hey, you know what? Let us cut you open, and in a week you'll be healed. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right. It's cool, but put an extra X bandage on it. But, I don't know. I've never dealt with that. I've never had an ankle sprain that was that bad that I would have to miss time for, Like if you roll your ankle for me, if you can walk, you can play. But you know what? Like I don't want to become one of those old heads that's like, you know what, man? I played with one leg. It just, it was all, you always the ultimate tough guy. And I'm like, but at the time, no, I never missed a game for ankle sprains.
Okay, easy enough. Yeah. Obviously, when it comes to splitting reps, it's never a great thing.
No.
But Gardner Minshew is starting to start that Minshew mania with the way that he played before the bye week against the Jets. Jalen Hurts now and Gardner Minshew are splitting reps in practice. They're saying it's because of Jalen Hurts' injury right now. Do you think that's exactly what it is, or is Minshew actually threatening for an actual start on Sunday against Washington?
I think Minshew, man, he could possibly be, man. Because when he got in the game, he was just everything that you thought a backup quarterback would be. I mean, he was efficient. He got rid of the ball. He didn't make any mistakes. And that's what you want him to do. You don't want him to take any chances. Just run the offense, be efficient. But then when you look at someone like a Hurts, you always like, hey, man, improvise. That's what makes you what you are. So when you have a Minshew in the game, it's like, all right, I want you to get rid of the ball. It's timing. It's consistent. So I think everybody gets all like, oh, my God, he just was so efficient and he moved the offense. But then what happens if those reads are taken away and then he does have to improvise? I know he's an athletic guy. But, I think that you kind of mix it up just because you don't know what Hurts is going to do. You don't know where his injury is, how that affects his mobility, you know what I'm saying? Because now once you take away Hurts' mobility, is he the same type of quarterback?
Mm-hmm. When you do look at both quarterbacks right now, do you think this is Jalen Hurts' team for the rest of this year, barring injury? Or do you think Minshew is actually threatening to get in some ground there?
No, I think this is Hurts' team, barring injury. I think that he has laid a lot of groundwork leading up into this, that he's been he's been the voice, the voice piece of this team for throughout the season. I think that the Eagles have done a good job of making sure that, hey, man, this is Jalen Hurts' team. He's the guy, even leading up to this. So I think it is definitely his team, barring injury. Now, once injury comes and you have to take that back seat, then Minshew is going to take over. And you know how this city is when it comes to the other quarterback. And it's been that way forever. Mm-hmm. Forever. When Coy came in and did his thing, Jeff Garcia came in, it's always been that way. And then Nick Foles, the ultimate, he goes and wins the Super Bowl. And then now you got BDN T-shirts everywhere. People naming their kids BDN. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's out of the control, So it's always been that situation where they love that other guy. And Minshew he has the type of personality that Philly just is going to gravitate to anyway, just because of how he is. Sure. He walks in there with a leather jacket, Top Gun out, and now everybody's wearing leather jackets, and we can't wait for Top Gun to come out. And I'm just like everybody else. When is Top Gun coming out, man? It's been too long, Tom Cruise. Let's go.
So when you've watched Jalen Hurts this year, has he at least done enough to surpass maybe the incoming quarterback class in this draft? Has he earned the right to be the starter next year, or is it still an up-in-the-air type thing?
Well, anytime in the NFL, man, it's going to always be up in the air, and they're going to always be looking for someone else that can do it for better, that's going to be cheaper. And then, like, if it's a first-round pick and they're in there, and right now you have 3 first-round picks that you can pull from, that's the name of the NFL. They're always looking to replace you. And if you don't take advantage of the time that you have, that opportunity is going to come. They're going to always look for someone else. And that's always right around the corner every draft, no matter what position you play. But I think that he has done some good stuff. He's shown that he is a true leader. I think that every time you listen to him, he leaves you with a nugget. I think that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always leaves you with, like, here, take that with you. Let it simmer in your soul a little bit. Come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Let it simmer a little bit. Then you come back and you're like, damn, he really dropped the nugget on me. But then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I love that about him. I absolutely love that about him. With his offensive line, Landon Dickerson has really impressed me as a rookie, whether they've had him, at the guard position, either guard position. He seems to be all the way healthy, recovering from his injuries that he suffered at Alabama, even going back to his cartwheels on somebody else. I believe it was Mac Jones's pro day at Alabama. What does Landon Dickerson look like to you?
I think that he's looking exactly what you look for as a young man that's coming out there. He's grinding. He's been physical. He's doing good in protection. And I think just overall, this line is playing really well. I think Coach Stoutland has really upped his game when it comes to protection. And these guys are playing really well just across the board. And I think Dickerson, with that Alabama Roll Tide thing, man, even though he started at Florida State, That's
right. That's right.
He started
Sorry, yeah,
State,
you're right.
But then he went to Alabama, But that Roll Tide thing right there, I think that, that is definitely carrying over there. And I like his temperament, too. He's what you want out of a guard. He has that aggressive mentality, but he's been playing well.
I know you've always talked about how you preferred pass blocking over run blocking, and we've talked a million times about how that's like abnormal. Like most offensive linemen like to run block. This Eagles team being a run first team now under Jalen Hurts as their quarterback. What have you made of that? Actually watching an Eagles team post 1999 being a run first team.
Well, I think it really plays well into this offense, especially the way Jalen Hurts plays, where everything can be that zone read, where you have the RPOs built into it. Everything is, okay, I'm going to read that defensive end. If he comes crashing, I pull it, and then I take off running. If he plays off and he plays that the quarterback is going to pull it, you hand off and you get that run up the field. But I think right now, when you're talking about the run game right now, again, I'm going to go back to Coach Stoutland. One of the things that Coach Stoutland is really, really good at is when it comes to designing run game and mate blocking. Because all they're doing is inside zone runs. Everything is all about combination blocks. And when you start talking to Coach Stoutland, when you start talking combination blocks, there's no one else that I would rather talk about combination blocks than to talk with Coach Stoutland when it comes to that, because that is his cup of tea when it comes to and it's all zone runs. I mean, you might have a trap, you might have a power, but for the most part, you're running inside zone runs. And it's all about creating double combination blocks at some point, getting push up the middle of the field. And then now you allow the running back to all right, if that defensive end doesn't play, you have inside run where you can kind of bounce it outside. But because you have that backside combination block on the backside, you can also cut it back and get some yards up in there. So I think that that's one of the things that has really been helping this team is just the zone run schemes.
We never seem to really know what's going to happen with Jason Kelce in the future. There's so many rumors about retirement, how much longer he has. What have you made of Jason Kelce's career in Philadelphia?
Man, he's just been amazing. I look at Kelce just as a center and just at the position at times. And there are times when I look at him, I'm like, not Kelce, nah. You should have had that. But, I mean, just as a person and as a leader on that team, man, you have to respect it. And I think that this man comes out there and he gives you everything he has day in, day out. And he's a true leader out there. Kelce could sit back and just say, all right, I go out there and play a couple downs. You know what? This hurts. You know what? Put somebody else in. He is out there gutting it out every game, every play. And I mean, there are times where you see him pull and he's out there taking on 2-3 guys. He could mail it in and just say, all right, you know what? Hey, I tried. I didn't get there, but he's giving you that extra effort. And I mean, when you have a leader like that out there, everybody's going to follow. And when and it helps that it's on the offensive line, that you have a leader out there like that, because it doesn't always put it on the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. And then finally, as far as the offensive line goes, Lane Johnson dealt with a lot of things earlier in the season. He's come back from that, some mental health issues. He looks like he hasn't missed a beat as far as a right tackle is concerned right now at the NFL level. What have you made of Lane Johnson so far this season?
I think Lane has been lights out too. I mean, he's been playing really well. I think I haven't seen many issues where he gets beat a lot. He's been, if there are some edge rush every now and then, that's going to happen in the game of football. But I think that he's been playing really well, and I know that right now everybody's like, everybody's campaigning for the Pro Bowl. You got Lane, you have Slay, you have Jordan Mailata and everybody, and I think that those guys have been playing really well, but, it is what it is.
All right. When you think of Eagles Washington, what comes to mind from your playing career? Is there a game? Is there something that really jumps out to you about any time you played Washington in the NFL?
I think one of the times just Bruce Smith, playing against Bruce Smith during my era, he was the one that really calmed me down as a player. I used to be real mouthy out there on the field, used to talk a lot. I know you look at me and you say, hey, man, this guy looks like he keeps a Bible with it, which I do. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. That's my Bible. That's my word.
Oh, you brought the Lord with you.
I keep the Lord nearby. It's always nearby. So I know you look at me and you feel like, oh, man, he looks like he just left Sunday school. But no, exactly, on Sundays, like I was an ass, and I used to talk a lot of trash, And it was Bruce Smith that came to me after a game because I was out there, and Darnell Archery was the running back at the time.
Wow. Okay.
And so, and we used to call him Black Frank, because he when he was in school, like he was an actor, and he did this this whatever montage. I don't know what the hell you call it when you record something.
Sizzle reel.
Sizzle reel. I like that even better. So a sizzle reel. He did a sizzle reel.
His demo tape, if you will. Yeah.
A demo tape. So he was a Frankenstein. So from there, he was playing Frankenstein. And so from that, we always used to call him Black Frank. I don't know. It just stuck. It worked. So anyway, so we get to this game against Washington, and I'm going against Bruce Smith. And I told him, I'm like, listen, if I have Bruce Smith running up the field, do not chip him. Running backs, they like to chip defensive ends. I'm like, if I have him running upfield, don't chip him, because if you chip him, he's going to spin on me, and that's going to create a problem. Well, Black Frank gets his ass out there in this game, and he chips Bruce Smith, and Bruce Smith spit on me, and it pissed me off so bad, and I turned around, and I'm cussing, and I'm yelling, and everything else, and Bruce Smith came to me, and he was like, hey, man, listen, at some point, dog, you're going to be that old head, and you're not going to want some of these young cats coming at you just talking all crazy to you like that. What you need to do is respect the game and just calm yourself down. Just play the game. You don't need all that. And I was like, you know what, Bruce? We're not in the corporate world, man. We're out here on the field. But, after that, I was like, you know what? All right, cool, man. So after that, I stopped talking trash after that game. After Bruce Smith kind of put his arm around me and calmed me down, that was it, man. I stopped. And then, of course, after 9/11, we played there one time, and there was pepper spray sprayed in the field.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So other than that, that was about it. Bruce Smith calming me down, putting his arm around me and talking to me as an elder to calm me down a little bit, and then the pepper spray game. But, yeah.
Have you seen Bruce Smith since then?
I have not. You know what? I've been in different areas, like with the Hall of Fame situation, but it's never been like a one-on-one, and I don't think I would tell him anyway. If we did, I'd just be like, what's up, dog? I used to punch, I'm not going to give you that credit right now. Let's wait until we get a little older.
Gotcha. Eagles got 4 games left in the season. They got 2 against Washington. They got 1 against the Giants at home. And then they got the Cowboys, who might not even care about that Week 18 matchup. Will the Eagles make the playoffs, Trey Thomas?
How many wins do we need for playoffs?
You need at least 2, or you need at least 3.
I think we can make it.
There we go.
I think we can make it. I mean, we get these 2 against Washington. You get it against Dallas. Dallas is playing really well right now. I don't know.
If they don't care, though. Yeah, if they don't care, maybe they're going to win the end of this game.
Then you got New York. That was an iffy game for us. But, because I go to this sports bar down here because I'm in Florida. So they don't, you have to go, if I don't have a little ticket, I have to go somewhere and try to find the game. So I go to the sports bar, Slim's, which is an amazing sports bar in Anna Maria Island, I might add. So
sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's amazing, So I go in there and watch the game, and like after every score from the Eagles, they all sing the Eagles chant. And then they go into this Dallas sucks thing, and in my mind, I'm like, Dallas is playing pretty good. I really want to get into the Dallas sucks chant with you right now, but they're playing really good football. So,
Good enough. Yeah, they're probably going to need to win out, to be honest with you. But
yeah,
3 wins might be. It's still it's early because there's about like 7 different 6 and 7 teams and all that, and we'll see how they play. Plus, we don't even know who's going to be the quarterback on this Sunday. And Washington has like 12 players right now in COVID protocol. They don't even know who's playing yet.
Everybody got the vid, man. It's wild.
They got to the Rona. So there you go. Trey, I miss you so damn much, brother. Thank you so much. Dude,
Anytime, man.
if I don't see you, if I don't talk to you, I'm sure I will. Merry Christmas to you and your beautiful family. Nothing but love. Love to all those guys. And enjoy the crap out of your art kit that the coworker that loves you more than you love them got you.
Yeah, I suck at Secret Santa. But before we go, let's make sure that penguin, like Little Toots, never sees that penguin. We cannot have that.
This penguin?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's shaking that ass.
Yeah, no, we don't leave Little Toots. No. Such a
Nothing says Merry Christmas than a twerking ass of a penguin.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It sets tis the season. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, just keep going through that Bible. Tell me if a twerking penguin is in there anywhere. Just right around the nativity scene.
Yeah, exactly.
His name is Trey Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. He's an Eagles damn Hall of Famer for crying out loud. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Secret Santa.
And he sucks at Secret Santa. Trey Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line. His favorite Christmas gift. Hey, look, if you get a bottle of wine and it's Secret Santa, I think the rules are you can't be upset. Like, if you want to do a personalized thing, that's cool. But I've never seen anyone go, damn it, wine. You know what I mean? Because, again, at the worst case scenario, you know what you have? I'll give this to somebody that I haven't gotten a gift for yet. So that person shows up, that neighbor shows up maybe with a twerking penguin or a box of chocolates or something. Oh, hey, I have something for you too. Boom, bottle of wine. Good to go. Thanks to Trey for joining us again on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line. Let me tell you about the great people at Rothman Orthopaedics. When you have an orthopedic issue, you need a physician who eats, sleeps, and breathes orthopedics. You need an exceptionally specialized Rothman Orthopaedics physician. They not only specialize in orthopedics, but each of their physicians only focuses in on one area of the body, which means you can have the confidence to get past the pain and be what you were. Visit them, one of their 30-plus locations in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, including 4 orthopedic-only urgent cares. Learn more at RothmanOrtho.com. That's RothmanOrtho.com. How about the people at BetQL? If you want to take advantage over your sportsbook, get this. If you want the edge, you got to download the BetQL app, the only app you'll need to make the smart bets. Their best bets computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports. And they give you the reasoning behind why you should place that bet. Their model covers everything from point spreads, over-unders, and player props. And if you don't want to use their model, prefer to do your own research, BetQL has all the necessary tools for your betting research needs. Sharp data, line movement, team summaries, lineups, injuries, breaking news, and they got a leaderboard for you to track your own success. And you'll have a lot of it when you use BetQL. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store now to download the BetQL app. Oh, so much going on in the Philadelphia sports world right now. I don't know if they'll do a story on a twerking penguin, but they'll have everything else ready for you. That's the people at PHL Sports Nation. Philadelphia Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience across social media and blogs, phlsportsnation.com. How about WinView? Told you last night, my prop, Tyrese Maxey, 4.5, over-under on assists. He had 5. It hit. In the money, baby. Thank you to WinView. WinView is the only game where fans can take on other fans and end the debate once and for all. Who's the biggest sports fan? If you have those friends and family and they think they know everything about sports, play them in a WinView contest and have them walk the walk. See if they can do that as well as they talk the talk. You want to break up the monotony of family dinners and get-togethers? Play a quarter of Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, whatever it might be. Put a little skin in the game. It's the perfect way to add an extra layer of competition to your fantasy football league. Hey, fantasy playoffs starting up. You get knocked out early, you turn to WinView. Have yourself a good time. When you're tracking all the games, make sure you have WinView on your phone. WinView contest is a great time. Not a sports book, not daily fantasy, but it's a social gaming app where you can win real money prizes for making predictions on the games that you love. So make sure you check out the WinView app. Now it's time for our chat check. Oh, man, on a trade day, ladies and gentlemen. Chat's usually popping. Let's see what we got going on here. Kevin, what's going on? Good morning to you. Dan, yay, Trey. Dan, I share your excitement. Guapo, what's happening? Good morning to you. This won't get better until Ben is traded and he is finally over his mental wealth problems. I see what you did there, Dan. Let's see here. Mally, good morning. April, good morning. Mopar, hello. Mopar, happy to see Marc/PJ are punctual today. I know, Mopar. It's been a rough week. It's been a rough week. Things have shut down. Things have had to be reset. Oh, my goodness. It's been a rough week. And I pride myself on my punctuality. You know why? Because your time is not more important than my time. When you're late, that's what you tell people. I'm more important than you. You hold on and you wait. That's why I'm not one for being late. I'm not one for being late. I hate it. Ask my wife. I'm not someone that really, like, I don't call it anxiety because I don't think it is. But, like, if I'm at the door ready to go, my shoes are on, bags are packed, right? Keys in hand. And I'm looking around, my wife's like, I just need to fill my water bottle. And her water bottle is like one of those, what do you call it? Those big jugs, those that's funny. This big, like those, like the water coolers you see in the office. That's like her water bottle that she goes out with. Let's see. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Fuji. What's going on? Oh, Fuji, Broad Street South. You guys are great. Your 100th episode. I loved being a part of it. Tony Bruno was on that. My old buddy Tony Bruno. Good to see him as well and catch up with everybody. Congratulations to you, Fuji, and Angel and everybody on your 100th podcast. Make sure you guys check that out sometime. Go Birds. Mopar, don't disagree. Cody, let's go trade day. Better than leg day. Cody, no one disagrees with that. Leg day sucks. Not that I've experienced the leg day anytime recently. Can we get traded to a Manscaped ad, please? Mally, I'll tell you this. When Trey would do those live reads, me as a classically trained radio professional, I'd look over and I'd be like, what the hell? What is that? And then I thought about it. Like, it was great. They're memorable. I remember in college, one of the books we had to read was Make It Memorable. Was the books one of the books we had to read. And it means, like, when you tell a story, you don't just tell a story, you tell a story. Like the way you emphasize words, the words you choose. It was an interesting book that I skimmed. Anyway, but yeah, Trey definitely has that gift. Dan, you're on MLK today? MLK Drive? Oh, you're freeing up graffiti. Or freeing up graffiti, covering graffiti. Good morning, Fuji. Again. Mopar, twerking penguin. Clean this show up right now, people. There you go. You get the idea. Mark, your show is nuts. Not Mally says, Mark, this is your show, not your OnlyFans account. Slow it down, my guy. It's a miscusi. Got to see a twerking penguin at 6:05. Something I thought I'd never see this early. Sorry, Mally. Dan Sealski trying to sabotage the show again. Damn, Sealski. Raise your hand. Launch the twerking penguin back into the Antarctic. What if that's what penguins do when we're not around? What if they're just up there twerking around? Save the penguin for the next Farzy in the field. I might be doing a Farzy in the field today. I might be going down to the Rothman rink and just interviewing people, asking them what's on their sports Christmas list. Oh, I know, real original. What did I just walk into? John Cheeseborough, what's happening, man? Good morning. Good morning to you. Dan Kelsey, a true demigod. I think that's absolutely accurate. I'd run through a blank for Kelsey. What would it be? Ask Mopar. April, love Kelsey. Is amazing. John Cheeseborough says, I'd run through Mike Sealski for Kelsey. This is why Sealski is GOAT. Damn right, Mally. Zach, what's happening? Got chills watching Jason Kelsey. Mally, I'll show Rager How to catch for Kelsey. I'll show Rager how to catch for Kelsey. That's great. Cody, Farzy, I come here to get my sport news and laugh, not cry. I know, Codes. I'm sorry, bro. I know. Just kidding. This is special. Thank you, Cody. Tell you what, Ben Simmons has more headlines for charity. All right, let me make sure I get this right. This is Dan. Nate, good morning to you, by the way. I'll tell you what, Ben Simmons has made headlines for the charity he has done. For the charity he has done giving back to the escrow account. I think there's this more is a word supposed to be in there somewhere. Ian, you are one sick bastard. Zach, happy to have you. Mally, what's happening? Mopar. I'm going to break out the Kelsey jersey in my shadow box in the Mo Bar just because of that clip. Mopar has a Mo Bar. I like that. I think I named a friend of mine's garage real quick. I'll just throw this in here. My buddy Jer, he's got this great, beautiful, like 100-year-old, maybe not 100, like 80-year-old garage. It's separate from his house. It's like in his backyard. It's one of them Johns. You know what I'm saying? And we were trying to come up with names. He wants to make it into a man cave, of course. And we were coming up with names, and I was just like, the Gerage. Boom. And his wife made a sign for him for his birthday or something. I don't know. So I feel honored that I got to name his garage. Check that out with my amazing creativity. Anyway, happy to bring Sirianni. Happy to bring up Sirianni being a dud. That's funny. RJ, your guest. Benny, what's happening? Benny's back, everybody. I've been on the pod grinding for the last month. Sorry if I could sleep to 8:30. I'm gonna. That's a good point, Benny. Me too. I sentence everyone today to eating a Wawa sandwich. Anything. Wow. You and Sealski would be on the same page there. Sealski just pooped himself. Ben Timmons. That's great. Benny found a Wi-Fi signal in Sealski's basement. Welcome back. There you go. One last question. Why does it take 3 quarters to figure out? Yes, thank you. RJ, great point. Why does it take 3 quarters to figure out a zone? You're an NBA coach. Are you serious? I don't know if he's serious or not, but here's one thing I can't stand. Like, I don't like the you gotta arguments. And what I mean by that is, you gotta go to Embiid in that situation. Do I? Oh, you gotta start Cole Hamels, even though he sucked all year and whatever, like 2009, like things like that. Oh, you gotta. No, I don't. No, I don't. I absolutely do not. If I'm watching a player, like I was watching Joel Embiid last night, and he just did not look like he had it. And I'm watching Seth Curry miss threes. I'm watching Tobias Harris hit threes. I'm watching Tyrese Maxey have his best game. I'm even seeing Danny Green hitting some shots for you. I'm not going to Joel Embiid at the top of the key with 6 seconds left to take that shot. Not in that situation. Maybe if he showed me some life during the game, I'd be going to him. If he wasn't, bottom line is, I want to go to somebody who's 100%. Joel Embiid was not 100%. You can see that throughout the entire game. I'm not going to him for that shot. I don't know if that was the called play per se for Joel Embiid to shoot that last shot at the top of the key, or if that's just the way it developed, if that was just Joel Embiid's decision. But in that particular situation, and I'm not against it usually, but in a game where I don't think he's 100%, yeah, I'm not going to Joe there. Tom McGinnis kept saying on the radio that the zone gave the Sixers problems, but this was in the first quarter. Embiid 3 points in the second half. Yeah, that's the guy I'm going to, Dan. Yeah, unbelievable. I'm not a math guy, but that doesn't seem good. Washington might have to evaluate the entire practice squad or elevate the entire practice squad. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Washington. I'm just certainly hoping this game doesn't get canceled. Doc is so frustrating. T-Bro, Trey, Mr. Manscape himself. Trey Day. We need Disco Tank next. April, maybe next week we'll get Tank on. Shoot, can you find out anyone online? Oh, whoa, for the Penguin? Like I said, my neighbor just walked it down. I'm sure it's one of those things that you can just find anywhere. Ian, you're very kind. Thank you. Sean, April, Farzy and Trey doing kid and play moves would be pretty awesome. At least that's what I'm interpreting your emojis to say. I don't want to brag and say like I met kid and play, but when I went to Disney World when I was in like 5th or 6th grade, my family and I, we were getting off one of the rides, and Kid and Play were both there off the ride. Like they had just gotten off the ride with us. I didn't even know it. You would think I would look ahead and see the flat top and would have known. When I say make some, you say noise. Make some noise. Make some noise. Anyway, let's see. Where do you need to go stand in the corner with that penguin? Everyone wants to know about the penguin, bro. Mally just says BDN. I'm not gonna say what the emojis are. Yeah, Jacksonville fired Urban Meyer. There you go. What else do we have here? I feel like Farzy. Oh, that's very nice of you, Kevin. Appreciate you. A lot going on here. Wait, there's actually a bent over twerking Santa for $35. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love if I got that in like a present. That'd be funny. But that's interesting. Mally, Trey giving Marc competition with the open buttons. He did have a lot of open buttons. Let's see what else we have. Matt, what do you do for a living? If it's not president of the United States, they're using you wrong. Dan is cleaning up graffiti around the city, according to Dan. What does legit AF? Dante, good morning, Dante. What's happening? Dan just seems peaceful until winter. That's true. Sounds amazing. Earbuds, no people. What's happening? Oh, humble Philly Bull. Eagles beat Washington twice. Let's hope so. All that matters. What is happening? Kevin, how are you? April, hello again. That penguin has enough cake that some weirdo would be thinking things. Talking about that ass. Farzy and Trey, you ain't kidding, Lester. Appreciate it. What is happening? I just like the question from Dante. What is happening? We're blaming Sealski for something else. Say that to my AA group, Mark. What the? Oh, yeah, the wine. Yeah, I get that. Evan, I like when Mark is just baffled by what's going on in the chat. Yeah, well, hey, it's part of the show, man. Yeah, I like spontaneity. I enjoy embracing spontaneity. Why? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Wawa fries equal cardboard with ketchup. I haven't had the fries yet. I'll have to sample the fries in the near future. There was one that I want to make sure I got in here. D. I don't know what happened. But it's there. Oh, Mopar, you're the man. Thank you. Read like 8%. Farzy gonna be able to repeat like Farzy gonna be able to repeat only 8% of the chat. I think I got to more than that. I'm pretty proud of that. That twerking penguin is so Rager. John, very nice. Somebody said that they wanted Trey and I to be their dad. I'll just ask you this question. What's your mother's name and how old are you? Thank you. Anyway, thanks everyone in the chat. Much appreciated. You guys are awesome. Always appreciate chatting with you fine people. Don't do it, Farzy. Don't do the fries. I'm still going to do the fries anyway. I'm dangerous. What can I say? By the way, if Joel Embiid goes off tonight for 40 against the Nets, I'll hold true to my little the checkers thing. I'll eat a big Buford right here with a nice fries, the side of fries, and that's what I'll do right there. Thanks everyone that participated in the chat. Much appreciated. Let's jump into our morning rush brought to by Sky Motorcars, SkyMotorcars.com. There's a woman in Britain who apparently sells her farts, and she made $45,000 in a week. I failed to bring that up with Trey. Saw that in one of my Instagram feeds. I think it was Lad Bible. Yeah, $45,000 in a week. Whatever you're doing in your business, it's probably wrong. That's probably wrong. I forgot to bring that up with Trey, who once would incorporate in his live reads that farting in front of your partner is a sign of love. And you know what? He's not wrong. I always tell my younger cousins and whatever, they go, oh, I got this girl. I'm dating this girl. I'm like, oh, yeah? They're like, oh, I think I'm telling her that I love her. Oh, yeah? Have you farted in front of her yet? No. That ain't love. Don't come to me with that. Sixers back in action tonight, 7:30 against the Brooklyn Nets, who have 20 wins on the season, 28 on the year. Sixers are 1-3 in their last 4 games. Their only win is against the Golden State Warriors, because that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Flyers back on the ice tonight, 7 o'clock puck drop in Montreal against the Habitants. 7 o'clock puck drop for that. Flyers going for their 4th win in a row, which would make me feel warm and cozy. That's what it would make me feel. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the show today. Much obliged. Jim Hyden produced the program, did a phenomenal job as per usual. This is a Buzz Sports and Entertainment production. Hope to have a Farzy in the field for you guys tomorrow. Going to go around having some fun with some people. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Penguin, play us out. Have a great day, everybody. Take it easy.